All right, guys, before we get into today's episode, we gotta go over little finances. We gotta look at the farm's finances. So total liabilities, we're sitting at $990,000. We paid $10,000 on first payment. Our principal went down. We actually paid $15,000. 5% was interest, $10,000 was principal. So our principal, or the total loan amount, went down by $10,000. And so then our total net asset value is $1.6 million. This is how much cash we have on the website right now. This is our in-game cash, how much in-game cash we have. Right now, we only have 400,000. That's because we already spent 300,000. Here's our net asset vehicles for our vehicles, like our 6R, my truck, and I think that would include like implements and stuff. And then here's our land. So what we're looking at right now, oh yeah, $1,300 in stocks. So let's go to stocks. This is what it's about. We're gonna be buying some stocks. Like, could you imagine buying stocks in Farm Simulator, like through a website? That's literally what we're doing. Okay, I was trying to show you guys our stock. So here's our stock. So I'll kind of show you how it works. So Ford, we own Ford. What it's looking like for Ford. We bought 100. We didn't spend a lot. So we literally were just messing around right at the beginning. I think this was in here for like 3 or 4 days. And we're just like pretty much breaking even on it. Lost $2, not a big deal. Is this our big winner? We'll get the details. Yep, so we spent 500 and we're up 100. So technically that's like a 20% gain. So say we put in $100,000, we'd be up 20,000, which would be really nice. And then John Deere, view our stock details. And then we're just, again, like break even down like what? Not even a percent. So Brad and I decided we're going Deere, Case, Lizard, and Ford. So those four, we're going to do roughly $25,000 each. So the reason why we're doing this, you can see the 52-week high, the 52-week low. There we go. And so the price is $30. That's very close to the low relative to the high. And we were talking to the creator who like made this whole thing. You can also do bonds and we can do charities, but we don't have enough money for charities. But it's just an algorithm. So I think once you get to the low, it might sit around for a little bit, but eventually it'll go back up. We don't need this 100K right now. This money in here is strictly meant for our loan payments. So this 100K can sit on the side for 2 in-game years, which is like almost a month. So I thought we might as well put it into some stock. So I'm going to do, there is no in between. We'll do 30,000 on this just because the closest one is 15,000 in terms of quantity we can buy. So this is got to make sure this is a $30,000 purchase. John Deere, baby. Hopefully John Deere stock goes up. Then we're going to get a Case, and looking at Case, super close to the 52-week low. So obviously, say this would shoot up to the 52-week high, we would be up like 80% of our money. So if I go here, all right, we're going to cap it out. The most we can buy on this is 20,000 worth. So what? Oh, perfect. We're already at 50,000 on these two. All right, so moving on to Lizard, the max we can unfortunately buy is 10,000 shares. I have a feeling that's to do something with the shares available, but anyway, that's just $5,000 worth, so not a huge chunk of change. So maybe we'll buy more in other ones, but maybe there we go. Purchase, and then there is I think. So it sounds like there's a 1.5% each way on the purchase and the sale of it. So we're out like 3% on like the total transaction, which is kind of interesting. And like, you kind of got to think about that when say you're up 10%, well, technically you're kind of only up 7% because you paid a fee. And then I'm going to buy 38,000 more of Ford. All right, what's our total now?
94,653.
Okay, perfect. That's enough. We wanted to get somewhere roughly to 100K. We are going to jump right into the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little interesting bit, and that's kind of how you do stocks. And hopefully I'll check in and I'll show you guys how that is playing out, kind of like each episode or as the weeks go by. And I'm just here down at the dealership, down at the shop. We picked up our first implement purchase. So we have the 6R. I guess I haven't even shown you. So we officially purchased the 6Rs to 6250. We have, of course, a PTO on the front and on the back. So I hooked up to, this is our chisel plow, John Deere chisel plow. It's 8 meters wide. This is our first leased implement. And before I get going, as you guys can tell, it's dark out, and from the last scene it is substantially darker because the sun just set. And actually, like in real life when I'm recording this, it's bright out. So we're gonna be fixing the time because this is a dedicated server that's continuously running, and we aren't like the creators of, so we don't manipulate the time, or we can't, because it is FSN. We don't technically run the servers, or we aren't the admin, so we do have a say in like the time, but we'll get that changed. So most of the time, at least 90% of the time, I'll be recording in daylight, but for most of today's episode I will be in the dark, which actually will be kind of fun because I haven't done something like this, and it'll be different. So one thing it won't help is tilling up this ground or plowing the ground with this chisel that we just bought, because I kind of want to see what's around me. but it shouldn't be bad. Now I'm gonna have Bolt's on at the farm right now, so he's gonna be helping me out, and then Brad will be coming in, so things will all be good. The seeder that we're getting a seeder. I'll show you guys what we're looking at, and I'll pull that up once we get to the farm. First I gotta drive there, so pretty much all today. I probably won't be seeding just today. The ground soil temperature is 41 degrees, so it's official. We can actually be tilling up the ground. And one thing that's pretty interesting, so of the 24 25 servers, almost all of them besides 5, so of the 5, we are one of those that the ground is actually thawed out. It's above 32 degrees, so like that's cool. That's funny because like all these other servers still have frozen ground, and there's varying weather between the maps, which just adds the complexity and the realism of the FSN network. So if you guys didn't see last episode where I try to describe the FSN, I'll always be learning on this. Like it's so different than it's like the squad kind of put it. It's almost like a new game mode in the sense that it's so realistic, and we're gonna be competing. If you guys remember, if you guys have watched, okay, I'm trying to make sure I don't. Oh wait, I didn't have the I'm trying to make sure I don't pass my lane or our drive-in. But if you guys remember back in 17, we always did, or we attempted to do, farming tournaments. That's kind of what this is. It's taking the power out of our hands because we used to like cheat and like add it. Okay, here it is. All right, I almost missed it. I was waiting for the mailbox to show up. But it's we're gonna try and compete. We will try and compete, and time's gonna go fast. We don't have a lot to do right now, just because obviously we just started the farm. We don't have a lot of money. When I say we don't have a lot of money, you see 443,000. Well, $1 million. We had $1 million loan, which we pay technically 1.5% interest on. So we have to make our payments, which is a big deal, and we can't like miss those payments. And the payments are big. They're like, the first one was $15,000. So it's yeah, we're trying to get that figured out. But here we are, guys. It's dark time. This probably isn't ideal plowing weather or plowing conditions in the time of day to do it, but we got to do it. This is what we got to do. We aren't messing around, because tomorrow it could be raining, and we like conditions can change so that we won't be able to plant. So I got to make sure that we have the ability to plant even in the. All right, so once we actually got out here, it's pretty dark, and in only being on the FSN server for what, a day and a half now, I'm not really familiarized with the land and what we're gonna plan on plowing. Although like the lights are pretty bright, they don't go out like distance wise that far. So I had Bolt go run down with our Cummins, and he's going to get a floodlight trailer. So we're gonna see how bright that is in this dark field. But right now, here, let me zoom in. Okay, this is where the tractor is. This is how far I've walked. So we're gonna try and make this section. Then here's tree line, and then we don't own this. So we'll try and make a field here. We're gonna make a field here. Try and make a field around the house, kind of. Another field. Okay, there's this one that is pretty big. It's again, it's hard to see in the dark, so that's why we had to get that trailer. So he should be down here. All right, guys, this is our makeshift setup of plowing at night. So I bolt in our Cummins. He's pulling behind the light trailer, which it's pretty good. It's not crazy good. Well, if you want to probably go up forward and see where I have to turn around at. I mean, his truck helps, and then so the trailer, you have to have the supports out for the light to shine, and so him actually pulling it makes it almost kind of feel like it's on ice. Kind of, you see it slide back and forth. So right now we this field's actually going to be decent. Okay, I think I know it tucks back in, but we're probably gonna have 3 to 4 of these by the time. I would be really curious to see how big we actually make these fields. Again, these fields aren't like we're just creating them. We are creating a field like you could do with any normal plow. So there we go. I think I go back in here more, if I'm not mistaken, or at least, yeah, I think I go in, and then I'll hit the highway that we came up on. So just so you guys are familiarized with it, and it's hard for me, but I'm sure it's hard for you guys as viewers to like know where I'm even at. But this isn't bad. It's kind of nice having Bolt with us, because right now really only like we have one tractor, so only one person can be doing something at a time. So it is a little boring on the farm. But doing this at nighttime really spices things up. So there we go. We have a that way the tractors can get in the field here without going all the way around. That's nice that we have the little, I forget what you technically call those. All right, but when I'm doing this, I should probably pay attention a lot more so that I know, so I make good lines, I guess. All right, I got to think about this tree though. Okay, if we're actually combining or doing something. I'll leave some distance between the fence here just so we have something, and because there's trees there. But that's the move, guys. We will I'm gonna do a little time lapse here and try and get some area cleared. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Again, if you want to register in FSN, link in the description for you guys to register. Use code when you're going through or answering the question stuff, use code Spencer TV, capital S space capital TV, and it'll give us $2,500 in game, which is huge for us. Helps us out a bunch, because we're like tight on money, especially in the beginning. So I will see you guys in a bit. Enjoy this time lapse. All right, guys. So, I mean, it's like pitch black. So we had Bolt run around and we had him post up, or like in one here. Let me explain real quick. So here is our field. This is what we're making out of it. So Bolt's over here with the light. So I want to finish this section, then we'll go do this. But if you kind of compare, I mean, by the time we're done, we'll maybe have 3/4 of like 26. So we're gonna fill in all this. We outlined it. It's kind of, you gotta outline it first, then you color the picture. And then I'm thinking this is kind of like the front yard. Right around here is like the front yard of the house. But I was thinking we could take up a little bit of this for the field, and then like all of this. Okay, maybe not that much, but at least like all of this we can use for a for the rest of the field. So it's not big. We're gonna be looking for some land for sure. There's actually some land up for auction, which I'll pull up real quick. So when I go to auction house underneath interactions on the FSN network page, we can see here, we'll just look for equipment real quick too. This is something that we've been looking at, is this $66,000 seeder. This would be nice down the road, but it's gonna be here. I'll view details. 5 days and 10 hours until the auction on this is over. Like we're gonna be, what is it, we're gonna be like mid-fall by the time this is even up, like by the time we can actually get it in at the farm and in our hands. So it's not really worth it for us to even bid on that, and that's what's up for equipment auction. But what we're really looking for is land right now. And so field, this is just Medicine Creek, field 62 and 34. We aren't going to be bidding on other people's land just because we're going to stay within our own server. The 4 farms, Stevie L Clutch, Austin Pickle, Buck, the squad, and then CJ, me, and Brad. And so this field 62 for $287,962. This will be up in 11 days. So it really doesn't, wait, ends in 11 days. Oh, is that right? Let's look. Wait. 1 day. Oh wait, 1 day 15. So ends in 1 day and 15 hours, which can play this is gonna be pretty crucial. And then I think every 2 days. So yeah, that would make sense. Every 2 days we have new land come up. This one's gonna be ready in 13 hours. So I think field 34 isn't really gonna be desired by any farms, but if it goes pretty cheap, I think people are gonna buy it. And then 62, this is right next to CVO's farm, is like right here. So here's Stevio's in Clutch's farm, field 61, and 62 is up for auction in 2 days. So it's CVO's gonna want it, and I just have a feeling the squad is gonna come in and he's gonna want to bid that up and like hurt the farm, because like they're gonna pay a pretty penny for it. And as like competing farms, we don't want them to come in and buy it for cheap. So I feel like the squad out of everybody, it's kind of risky business, because Stevio could dump it on you and let you buy it. And let you like have to drive all the way over there. So I know the squad's gonna want to bid them up, and other farms might too, which is gonna be pretty interesting. And we'll see how that kind of goes down, and watch it as it gets to like the final minutes or the final hours, and then we'll wait. So every 2 days, well, the auction coming up could still play a role. We could still easily get on it. So this isn't do or die for this season in terms of buying more land. We do want to buy more land, and I would like to purchase another field before winter. So right now it's the first day of spring. We'll have day 2, day 3 of spring, and then day 1, 2, 3 of summer, and we can plant crops early summer too. So we'll have the opportunity to look at 2 more parcels of land before really buying that land is meant for the next season, unless we do some sort of winter crop on it. Which talking to people who have played the game in the Discord, a lot of people have said that winter crops or like winter wheat is super hard due to just weather, and it's very you get lucky whether you can pull that off or not. So, and just like weather, if we were on those 20 other servers right now, we wouldn't be able to be doing this. So just because the ground would still be frozen. So it's pretty interesting just how realistic this whole FSN network is. And again, if you guys ever want to register, link is in the description. I need to quit talking and get plowing. I will see you guys when I'm done with this field. All right, so I got what I wanted to get done so far. It's all knocked out. Let me pull up the map real quick. So this is what we got. I'm curious. So like, if you were to kind of just roughly guesstimate, I would say add what we did so far. I would say it's about half of 26. So if I went and ran over to 26, we would kind of roughly estimate how many acres we just plowed, but there's really no exact science to know like exactly how many acres this is through farm sim. Maybe like you could technically like measure it out, but next I better take the tractor with me. Next we're gonna go to a different spot. I should probably I'll take the truck and the light or the floodlight trailer with us, and then yeah, we aren't gonna do, let me show you guys. So obviously here's our sheds and everything. So there's nothing to really plow over here. And then this is here. I might as well take the truck in the floodlight trailer, because that's here. I'll shut this off, let her cool down. I won't be back for a bit. All right, guys, I'm officially finishing up technically our like third little field we're making. So Brad switched out with Bolt. He showed up and Bolt's taking a break, but Brad's in the comments. He's got the lights going. It's so funny. Like, we're on the most like realistic thing, but like literally we need to get this done because we need to get planting in the morning. So we really can't fool around with plowing, and because we only have one tractor, like we need the tractor to be free to plant. We don't need to be plowing anymore. So that's what we're trying to do, is that's why like we aren't waiting to the morning, because we need to make sure we get that done. And yeah, so that is the move. I'm gonna jump out and talk to Brad once I'm done here. We're thinking about trying to find okay, of course there's like a little grass spot right there that we got to get. All right, there we go. I'll fold her up real quick. John Deere's dirty. 6 hours is dirty. The tires are working good. It's pulling that chisel really nice. Yo, Brad, what's up, man?
Not much. How's it going?
Good. We are I haven't really been farming in the dark, but FSN is different. I think we have to. And yeah, the Cummins is looking good too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can't say that I've farmed much in the dark.
Me neither, but this is kind of like, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's more like agriculture. Like, I've seen guys like mow in the dark and like do different things like that, like do hay, just because they know the next day it's gonna rain, and like totally ruin them. So like, obviously weather is pretty big, but
very close to realistic.
Yeah,
as much as you can.
The soil looks good here. I was a little worried that we might. I think it's nice and dark.
It looks like it needs some lime though.
Yeah,
so
these fields actually do need lime, so that's going to be something we're going to have to think about for money, for all that, because what is lime? I think lime, I mean, I know you do it every three rounds, but I think when you plow something, you always need it. Here, let's look. I want to make sure I'm not wrong. Improving yield, lime is, what is it?
I think it's just after
every
3
increases it 15%.
seasons.
Okay, so it would be down 15% on the yield if we didn't do that.
But you don't have to do it every year.
But it looks like here, it looks like, yeah, it needs lime.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Because we plowed it. Maybe every time you plow it, it resets?
Well, no, because this was
just a new field.
Farmland, so it's never been limed before or anything.
Makes sense.
I'm surprised the soil broke up so good, it had all this grass on it. But
yeah, no, it wasn't too bad at all. And we won't ever do root crops, so there'll be no need to, I mean, we might do.
Maybe our little tiny
I mean, in the long run, we're going to be doing corn and stuff. We probably won't do sugar beets. We might do sugar cane, but that's all right. Okay, where should we go next, Brad? Where are you thinking for...
Well, there's this little spot right here.
Oh, I got to get my little grass spot here. There we go. Of course, Brad's on me for it, but I don't think I missed any spots. And of course, we're trying to make it like absolutely perfect. So there's that. Again, I will, by the time we're done, I will show everything and we'll be planting at the end of this episode. So stick around if you guys want to see the fully finished product in like daylight. So just stick around for that. So Brad, we did that side. Is there any way we can go on the here? Follow. Oh wait. Here.
Actually, there is a little spot that we can do up here.
Yeah, I'll follow you. Light man. He's got a light. Oh, he's spinning. He's spinning. The Cummins, baby. It's yeah, there we go.
It's a heavy truck, the trailer.
Yeah, so the trailer's a little screwed up. It likes to bounce around. We yeah, we already saw that earlier, but oh, it's so funny. It's just sliding around like it's on ice almost. That's kind of what it feels like.
Right here we could do some.
Do you think we can hit? So this is like the backyard technically of the house, if that makes sense when you pull in. Oh, this is pretty good. It's not huge, but it's.
And then there's also a little section even further up towards the road.
Do we own
on the
that?
right-hand side up here?
Oh,
we don't own the left side, but the right side we do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll come around here.
And
it loops. It connects. Technically, it connects back there, but there's no point to stick a combine through there.
There's not enough room.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't even think a combine would fit, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe the combine that we're getting, guys, is gonna be pretty small. So maybe it could, but yeah, probably not. All right, so we're gonna knock this little section out. I mean, like a lot of this we're working with small stuff, but again, guys, we just started out. We don't have a lot of money, so we're gonna try and optimize our ground. Like this is our ground. This is what we bought, so we want to make sure it's and we're gonna buy more land, but especially for the meantime in the first season, we hope we can buy more land. And then Brad saw on the website, what is it, Brad? Field 16 and 17 are actually gonna come up in the next auction. They're gonna be available in 2 days or a day and a half.
Tomorrow at 4.
Okay, so tomorrow at 4, these are going to be available. And so we're thinking squad's going to want one of these. I mean, it's down, so this squad's farm. I mean, it's right down the road. So we were thinking maybe try and bid him up. We'll see. He's gonna, maybe, that would be so funny. Because, like, if we actually bought 16 or 17, like, we would head down there and plant, like, 110%. But if anything comes up around us, like, especially, like, later on, squad's going to so want to, like, purchase it and like, bid us up, if that makes sense. So we are
definitely,
like, honestly, the travel distance isn't a big deal, and like we have time. We are going to, gosh dang it, I missed a little spot. We're gonna like invest the time and like we'll head down there and get it perfect. Like that's close enough. We don't want it across the map, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if we bought 16 or 17. But maybe we can maybe once this one ends, Brad, we'll be able to see what 2 fields are up next. So then maybe we can better gauge if we want to wait. But obviously those fields, say we didn't get 16 or 17, then the fields after 16, 17, we will probably wouldn't be able to plant because it would be like late fall, early winter almost by that.
It almost looks like the pattern is like, because there's one up by Stevie and Clutch's farm that's up right now, and then the 2 are down by Squad, so maybe we'll get lucky and there will be one by us.
Yeah, hopefully. It's supposed to be random. It is random. But yeah, maybe there's some. Obviously, it's not going to go. Hans, the creator, was talking about how it's like generated where like 16 and 17 shouldn't come up for a very long time after that. So yeah, that's a good point. The ones that are further away that are up right now are less likely to happen again. So it's just bettering the odds that one close to us comes up. All right, cool. And then just head down here, Brad. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, just like pretty much our backyard.
Right over here. Could we? Oh yeah, because we don't own the left side right there. Unfold this. We're gonna get this done, and then I'll, for sure, at the end of this episode, I will show you guys like the finished product in the sun. So I'll see you guys once we're done with this.